Right, number 2 is similar to number 1, but now you should recognize the equation that's not aligned as a circle. So this is a circle centered at 0, 0 with a radius of square root of 13. You don't need to know that, but it's helpful to think about how a circle and a line would play together. A circle and a line can have no solution. They can touch at one place if that line is a tangent line, and the line could also go through the circle and touch the circle 2 places. Again, we have a slope of -1. We have our point is 11, -12. So I'm going to make that fill in the blank again. I'm going to put my slope in the middle. I'm going to put my y coordinate next to my y and my x coordinate next to my x. I'm going to clean it up and distribute. And isolate my y. And now I have y equals. Now the reason that we want y equals there is so that we can substitute into our problem. So I have a y here in my circle equation. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. X squared. Now instead of y, I'm going to substitute in that -1x minus 1 in parentheses since I'm squaring it. And here's where you will need to be very careful, because you guys are all really good at FOIL, but some of us are kind of bad at recognizing when we need to FOIL. So this is a case, anytime we're squaring a binomial, it means, well, anytime we're squaring anything, that means we're multiplying that by itself. So if you have more than one term, whether it's 2 terms or 3 terms, I would write it out in that FOIL form so you cue yourself to do that. Because really, there's no way to get this problem right if you don't do this step right. All right. -1x times -1x is positive x squared. -1x times -1 is positive 1x. Same thing here. -1 times -1 is positive 1. When we were doing trig, I think you guys felt like there were some problems where you couldn't have more 2's. We almost couldn't have more 1's in this problem. All right, here are my like terms. 2x squareds. I have 2 x's. I'm going to go ahead and bring that 13 over because I know I'm going to need to factor. To make my life easier for this factoring, I'm going to pull out a 2. Oh, and now it's just like the last problem. I'm going to go ahead and factor 2 numbers that multiply to -6 and add to 1 are positive 3 and -2. Remember this, the 2 on the outside here at this point is just a scale factor. It doesn't change your roots. It doesn't have anything really to do with the solution. So you don't need to set that equal to 0. You don't need to do anything with that at this point. We're just, from this, we're getting x is equal to -3 and x is equal to positive 2. And again, we need to find the ordered pairs that are our solutions. We can't be done yet. So I'm going to go back to my little linear equation that's the easiest to use to plug in my x's to find my y's. So I'm going to use y equals -1 times -3 minus 1. And I'm going to do the same thing for this 2. -3 times -1 is positive 3 minus 1 is 2. -1 times 2 is -2 minus 1 is -3. Like we said at the beginning of the problem, if we're working with a circle and a line, we expect no solution, 1 solution, or 2 solutions. And here are 2 solutions. Now with a calculator, it would be a little tricky to put this in, what I would do, if you were wanting to check and you had time to check, I would solve for y here. And when you put that in your, if you solve for y here, subtract your x squared over. If you take the square root, your calculator will only give you the top half of the circle. And that should give you one of those solutions. So that would give you the solution that is the solution in the second quadrant there. If you wanted to see both solutions, you would have to put you'd have to put a y1 in and a y2 in with a negative case. That would give you the bottom. That would give you the bottom of that. All right. That's number 2.